Coach Lord, WAC play is now underway. Ring that bell! Woo! The UTRGV basketball midseason preview starts now. Woo! Sweet ride, Coach Lord.
It not only looks sweet, it rides sweet.
That's awesome. What do you say we go to a coach's show?
Let's go do it.
It's the UTRGV basketball mid-season special from North Park, Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. I'm Jonah Goldberg. We're joined by UTRGV women's basketball head coach Lane Lord. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here, Jonah, and the beautiful North Park Lexus facility. As always, it's never disappoints.
You know, it's so hard to come in here after the holidays when you're thinking about all the gifts you didn't get, and you're like, maybe I should give myself a gift.
Yeah, beautiful selection here. They still have the Christmas tree up for those that are still festive, so great place to be for sure.
So looking at your team this year, you've got a lot of talent. You've been competitive in every single game. What can you tell us about your squad?
I think we're still growing. We're still learning how to win games. Like you said, we're very competitive. We've been in every single game we've played. We've had a chance to win every single game, but now we got to turn the corner and not just be competitive, but learn how to be winners. And it's there's a fine line there. It's one or two possessions every single game, and we continue to review those on the defensive end and offensive end. But got to make winning plays down the stretch, and but definitely we have the talent to make a nice run here at the end of the year.
And one thing that's starting to help, and we're about to start to see the dividends of in the coming games, is your team is getting healthy. I mean, all year, the entirety of 2023, except maybe the last game of that calendar year, I think you played 7 players, occasionally 8, and now you're dressing 10, 12. I mean, you're getting some depth back, which I think is huge.
It is huge, and now, getting those players back. Well, now you got to get them to gel together, and that's why it's taken us a little longer than we had hoped. But just to have the luxury to sub and bring in some fresh bodies each game has been huge for us. And now we just got to get our rotations down. And but I think you'll see us continue to grow and continue to get better since we are healthy. And when players have been out 2 or 3 months and they come back and we're expecting them to do great things in week 1, it's just tough. It takes time, and it's going to happen though.
Well, you can understand why you might expect that. Jada Holloman comes back after missing almost all of non-conference play for your non-conference finale and the win over at Sam Houston. I mean, she was incredible in her first game.
She was. Her first 2 games back, 8 points in limited minutes off the bench, but just was a real spark plug for us at the guard position. And then her second game against one of the better teams in the league, she had 13 points. And really, we started her that game because of the way she played her first game, and she delivered. And so you're going to see a lot of good things out of Jada as she continues to get into playing shape. And but you can see the athleticism and how talented she is.
It's so exciting to watch her play. Just a freshman, and you've had some of the young kids really step up this year.
We have, and it's been fun to watch them. And we thought back in July that this would be one of our most athletic teams, and a lot of that athleticism comes from our younger kids. And just having a few injury bugs early kind of derailed that hope early, but we're starting to see those kids come back and really contribute for us.
As they come back, particularly in the front court, it gives you some new options. I know Charlotte O'Keefe, she's one who you had her down low a lot last year, and she played well there. And I think there was a plan to move her more out to the wing. So is this going to allow you to do that a little more?
Yeah, we're still waiting on Deb Ogunemi to get back. Hopefully in the next week she'll be able to play. And And then we can really kind of put our plan that we had from the get-go together. But Charlotte's doing a great job playing the 5, and then we do move her out to the 4 because she is a good three-point shooter, and with Zariah Sango and hopefully Deb coming back here soon, it'll really be able to open up that those options for us where we can play big or we can play really big, and we're excited about that.
Ayanna Dorsey, returner, everybody knew she was going to be good, but I know she's playing through some pretty serious injuries, and yet she's still consistently the best player on the planet.
Well, I think the last game really showed that, she missed the game against SFA with the flu, and she comes back and she had her best statistical day of the year, shot above 50%, and sometimes when we only had 6 or 7 players, she was really taking a lot of the brunt, and her shooting percentages went way down, even though she would still score 20. Well, now we have more pieces that, she doesn't have to shoot it 20 times to get 20. She can shoot it 12 times to get 20. It takes a little bit of pressure off of her, and we've moved her off the point a little bit too, where she can just spot up and shoot or use her great quickness and get to the foul line and get fouled that way. But I think you're going to continue to see her percentages go up because of the depth that we have, and not having to play all 40 minutes too is going to help her.
I don't want to make anybody jealous, but Ayanna Dorsey is my daughter's favorite player. To the point where when we say, hey, there's a women's basketball game at 2 o'clock, which means she gets to go, she gets really excited and says, Ayanna's going to be there.
That's right. She's a fan favorite. She's fun to watch, and small in stature but big in toughness and competitiveness, and so she's fun to watch, and I can see why your daughter appreciates the way she plays. But I think she's going to have a great end to this, or second half of this season for sure.
Kate Hackerod, newcomer this year, and I mean she's been a regular starter, playing huge minutes in a few different roles. Tell us about what you've seen from her. Well,
she's played 1 through the 5 this year, so depending on who's available to play that game. But she's played the point guard, 2, 3. Her natural position is probably the 3 guard or maybe the 4. But she's shown her versatility. She's a coach's kid, and she's smart, understands the game. And, as her shot continues to get better, her inside game's great. She handles the ball well. She made a couple threes the other night, the last 2 games. So hopefully we can get her 3-ball going. But she's fun to watch, and she's a tough matchup for the other team for sure.
So this season you've had some pretty cool experiences. One of which, December 20th, you hosted Texas at Bird Ogden Arena in front of nearly 6,600 fans. And I want to give some folks some context. The attendance at that game was the largest ever for a women's basketball game in the Rio Grande Valley. But what I think made it even more impressive was that it was only 83 shy of the men's record. So basically it's even at that point. I mean, you're talking about a rounding error. That's incredible for your program and for women's basketball.
Well, I think we need to check with Gal Vaughn and the boys and girls over there in the ticket office. I really think we had the most ever, but we'll leave it at that. No, I'm just joking. It was an unbelievable experience. The community came out and supported us. It just kind of shows the commitment that our administration has and our support staff to really market this game, but not only market it, to really believe in it, and they did that. And we wanted to break the attendance record, and that's exactly what we did. So a lot of kudos to all the people behind the scenes and all the people that went out and really tried to get the Valley to rally the Valley to around this Texas game. And Texas top 5 opponent in the country. We were pretty competitive at stretches, so that was fun to see too. But you can just see how good they really were. But you know what? I think we had more fans than Texas did, and it was kind of fun to hear our crowd throughout the game. And we got our band and our cheerleaders got to showcase themselves, and it was just all around just an unbelievable experience for our players and our community.
There's currently about $85 million in facilities upgrades happening in UTRGV athletics, and that includes at the UTRGV Fieldhouse, mostly complete. New seats are in, new court, new video board, new ribbon board. What's that experience been like for y'all?
It's been awesome, just to watch it every single day. We get excited when we see 25 construction vehicles across in their little parking area because we know they're going to work. We have a new practice facility going in right now. Hopefully that'll be completed, March or April. be ready for this summer and next year that we desperately need. And then you're going to see a whole new facelift at the front of the arena as they have, they're cutting down a few trees right now. They're getting ready to break ground on our new atrium. So entryway into, you're really going to be able to see a first-class entryway into our field house. We'll have a Lou Hill Memorial out there as well. It's just going to be, right now when you drive by, oh, is that the gym? Is that the arena? Well, now you're going to be able to see, hey, this is UTRGV basketball and volleyball, and it's going to be a welcome addition to already a series of improvements that we've had in the field house.
Well, if you want to see the newly renovated UTRGV field house, at least the interior portion, then make sure you come out for the UTRGV women's basketball game on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. when they play host to UT Arlington. Get your tickets now at goutrgv.com/tickets. He's Lane Lord. He's the head coach of the UTRGV women's basketball program. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. V's up.
We'll take a break. When we come back, men's basketball head coach Matt Figger will join us. This is the UTRGV basketball mid-season special from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley.
I first realized that I didn't have a voice when I was in the hospital. I woke up after open heart surgery and 3 months went by and the voice didn't improve. And so we realized that the vocal cord was paralyzed. It was a very difficult time for me because I'm a very vocal person and I thought, that's it, there's no hope. But when I found out that Dr. Jamal did this type of surgery and was going to be able to help me, I knew I was going to get my life back.
I love being a surgeon. When you have the opportunity to combine an educational institution with a health institution, you get the best of both worlds. By involving those faculty who are the teaching physicians and surgeons, you're also having the highest quality, the most cutting edge care that you can possibly get.
Once I started feeling like I was talking, I was elated. Getting my voice back, I've learned that you shouldn't leave anything unsaid. So say what you need to say. Tell them you love them.
In a growing community, we are two news teams working for you.
You'll get the same quality journalism.
Whether you choose Channel 5 News or Noticias RGV.
We combine bilingual anchors and reporters to inform you in both English y Español.
With the largest weather team, we work to protect you and your family during severe weather.
When you need to understand what's happening in the RGV, turn to the team that understands you.
2 channels, 2 languages, your choice.
Channel 5 News and Noticias RGV.
If you've been injured in a serious accident or arrested on serious charges, you need an attorney that will fight for you in court. Trust attorney Carlos A. Garcia, because serious cases require a serious lawyer. Call us at 956-584-1448, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
TownePlace Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh's newest destination spot and a host hotel of UTRGV Athletics, with the amenities that a frequent long-stay traveler or visiting team in town to take on the V-Nation looks for. The nightlife is amplified with Ignite Lounge, a great way to wrap up a long workday or celebrate a big win. TownePlace Suites by Marriott on Trenton in between Business 281 and Sugar Road and minutes away from the excitement of UTRGV. TownePlace Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh.
When you picture yourself at a Dallas Cowboys game, you never picture yourself planning it. And why should you? That's what we're here for. RGV Tours takes all of the stress and hassle out of doing the things you love. Book your game tour with us and enjoy the NFL experience, an epic tailgate party, and more. We secure your tickets and get you there and back in a private charter bus while you focus on the real action. Visit rgvtours.com to book your Cowboys game tour today. And above all, relax. We know the road.
Woo, Coach Figger, you got a sweet ride over here.
Thank you, Jonah. It's very comfy. It's something that's a great deal for the new year.
So make sure you check it out at North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. And while the folks are heading this way, what do you say we go in and record a coaching show?
Let's do it.
It's the UTRGV basketball mid-season special at North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. I'm Jonah Goldberg. We're now joined by UTRGV men's basketball head coach Matt Figger. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Jonah, thanks for having me.
Well, Coach, we're about midway through the year now into 2024. What can you tell us about your team so far?
We've had a lot of growth, Jonah. We're not getting the results we want at the end, but we're getting better in a lot of areas. We're a totally different team from Thanksgiving on. There's been a lot of more commitment. The commitment's been there. The discipline is getting there. Our toughness is getting there, and our effort is getting there. So we've just been battling. I'm proud of my kids for the way they fight each and every day. They come out and they compete and compete and compete. We've had a lot of injuries. It sounds like excuses, but there's been a lot of injuries, and everybody who plays gives it everything they got. So I couldn't coach the guys that compete and trying to do exactly what I'm asking them to do, and the results haven't been what we want. We had a couple heartbreaking losses. We lost 2 games at the buzzer, basically, and those are tough learning lessons, and we're trying to learn how to win.
What do you think has sparked this change that from Thanksgiving on your team's been getting better every week?
A greater commitment level. I think our team has understood. I mean, you think about it. We've got 2 guys that's played Division I basketball on our team right now that's got experience from our team. Everybody else that's playing never played Division I basketball. It's the hardest thing. Everybody thinks, winning basketball games, winning this and winning that is easy. Winning's the hardest thing to do. Showing up and losing, that's easy. But being disciplined enough to be able to play a 40-minute game, not 38 minutes and 40 seconds or any of that, it's hard. And fatigue plays a deal, and officiating plays roles and things like that. So. We just got to learn how to continue to keep fighting and not give in.
Looking at your team, over the last few months, we've gotten our first look at a few of the new guys, including Hassan Abdul Hakim. He's somebody who's impressed me consistently, and I'm sure a lot of the fans have seen him as well.
Yeah, I mean, he does everything. He does everything I ask for out of him for our team. He's been our leading scorer in WAC play, our leading rebounder in WAC play, our leading shot blocker in WAC play, our leading assist guy in WAC play. I mean, he's a 6'8" kid that does about everything, and he's a valuable piece of our team.
That's a guy who, when you say 6'8", a guy who has the ability to run the point and can do everything. I feel like there is a lot of potential for him, college basketball and beyond.
Yeah, I mean, he's versatile. The things that, and he's battled injury all year. I mean, ankles and everything else. But his basketball IQ is incredible. I've moved him from the point to the power forward spot. I mean, he learns fast. He's competitive. Very low maintenance as a kid. I hope people enjoy watching him play.
Another newcomer who, at times, can really take over a game, Elijah Elliott.
Yeah, he's been disruptive defensively. I think he leads the WAC in steals, and he's got courage. He wants to be a guy to put the team on his back. He's got a lot of want to. I mean, he's not scared at all. And, sometimes the results aren't there, but he's not afraid. A lot of times when games get hard, and when you play in the WAC, every game's hard. And a lot of guys, when it gets hard, they run away from it. Elijah doesn't run away from it. He wants that pressure. And, he's had the ball. He made a huge 3 to send the game into overtime at Abilene. And he made the game-winning shot, about a month ago at home against Incarnate Word. He's not afraid, and he may get criticized for this or that, taking a shot or missing a shot, but he's willing to take on the role of I'll accept the consequences, and you got to have that.
So those are 2 guys who've really made a big impact. And there's another one who I think may fly under the radar a little more, CJ Booker. I mean, he came in, he didn't play early, and then he then suddenly he's starting at point guard, and I know he's been in and out of the lineup, but the other day he comes off the bench, immediately it's a big three. Like, I feel like that's a guy who's really, you've talked before about starring in your role, and I think that he's really
I'm proud of him. I mean, you know, he came here as a walk-on. You know, those are the type of kids that you root for to do well every day. He knows his role. He plays his role to the best of his abilities. He is tough as nails. Got a great family, and I root for him every day because I want him to have success. He is what the true definition of a student athlete is.
Aaron Freeman, one of your returners, he was out early with injuries, come back, and I know he's been fighting through some, but you can't keep that guy off the court. He is so tough. Well,
Our team goes as he goes. If he's on the floor, we're winning. If he's not on the floor, we're not. That's just the bottom line. You know, every game that we have lost, there's been something that has, whether it be, you know, foul trouble or whatever, he's got to be on the floor for us to be successful. And I got to figure out how to keep him on the floor. And that's the biggest thing is he's the linchpin. When he's on the floor, we're winning.
Earlier in the season, November 29th, you had this game against Grand Canyon, a team that's been on the periphery of the top 25 all year. You played down to the final minutes, and what I want to point out about that game was it was something new and unique. Morris Middle School and McAllen came in and they basically took over the field house. You know, when we have a kids' day, you may have a bus or two come from a school and you have a bunch of different schools come. This was literally their students, their faculty, their staff, everybody came. They took over all the on-court games. They took over the stands. It was one of the most amazing things that I've ever been a part of.
I loved it. I wish we could do it all the time because we've got a great home atmosphere. You know, we've put a lot into athletics has put a lot into making the field house more accommodating to fans and more fan friendly. And you know, the thing that I really appreciate Morris Middle for wanting to be a part of UTRGV athletics and UTRGV basketball. And you know, there's 7 more home games to where they can get 5 more home games where they can get involved.
If you want to get involved, if you want to bring out your school or other organization, you want to take over the field house, send an email right now. tickets@utrgv.edu, and a member of the UTRGV Athletics ticketing staff will help you get that all set up. And if you come out to the field house, you're going to see something completely different. They've been doing a lot of work on the field house, including the interior, which is just about complete, including the addition of brand new seats. They're chair backs that are padded, they're orange and gray. They've redone the court, new huge video board, ribbon board. What have you thought of everything going on?
Yeah, it's been great. It is, you know, when I took the job, you know, I understand, you know, our arena's not, you know, 10,000 or whatever. It's nice of a venue as you can find, and when it's completely done, there's not many venues that are going to be any nicer. I mean, it's just a commitment that our athletic department has made to making things the best they can possibly make them. You know, I go into a lot of buildings. I've been in a lot of buildings, you know, and everything we is it's clean, it's nice, it's accommodating, it's comforting. It's a great place to watch a game.
About $85 million in facility renovations, upgrades, enhancements currently being completed at UTRGV Athletics. And if you want to see renderings and pictures of all that, make sure you log on to goutrgv.com. UTRGV men's basketball is back home on Saturday when they play host to Tarleton State, 6:30 p.m. So you can see the upgrades to the field house yourself. Get your tickets now at goutrgv.com/tickets. He's Matt Figger. He's the head coach of the UTRGV men's basketball team. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, John.
The UTRGV basketball midseason special rolls on next from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
In the minute it takes to knock back your drink, spot your new crush, or cheer on the home team, you could do something that really makes a difference. Sign up as an organ donor. In less than a typical timeout, you could sign up to save 8 lives. It sure beats using a minute to mustard that hot dog. Sign up at tosa1.org.
If you've been injured in a serious accident or arrested on serious charges, you need an attorney that will fight for you in court. Trust attorney Carlos A. Garcia, because serious cases require a serious lawyer. Call us at 956-584-1448, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Bobby, Killer Scout has new lure pricing for you and new members.
Existing members should also get new pricing.
Existing members do get new pricing.
All members get new pricing.
That's right, all members.
What about non-members?
Non-members also get new pricing.
Everyone gets new pricing.
Everyone gets new pricing.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone. Good. My work is done here. It's time to go practice and play.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Now hiring awesome crew. Apply at work@canes.com.
Thanks for tuning in for the UTRGV Basketball Mid-Season Special from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. We'll be back twice in February for the UTRGV Baseball Season Preview Special, as well as the UTRGV Football Signing Day Spectacular. All that coming your way here on KRGV Channel 5, and you can keep up to date at goutrgv.com. Big thanks to UTRGV basketball coaches Lane Lord and Matt Figger for joining us this week. We'll be back in February, but until then, you can catch archived episodes at goutrgv.com/coaches show. But until then, this is Jonah Goldberg saying so long from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. Get your visa.